upload them. They upload all at one time, and then they will upload every day at 9:15, and then I can move on to doing what I'm doing today every day. Going, okay, I got to get one up. It's just like it's done. Yeah. All right, we're live. Will's gonna introduce us today, guys.
What up? So, running a little bit behind tonight, but that's okay. I just wanted to kind of touch on some things here, a little bit about techniques and stuff. I really wanted to dive deep into for people tuning in down the road about because we've been talking about a lot of topics lately, fear, um, and the advantages and disadvantages of fear. Um, and I just really, you know, really wanted to get into because there's a lot of material out there for people doing research on not just law of attraction type stuff, but just how to create things in your life and a lot of reading material that tells you the outer aspects, but don't get into the actual techniques that a person can apply to actually achieve the things that they're talking about. Actual techniques. What should you do when you're in the moment? Uh, you know, having a know the score chart hanging on the wall. With the concept that you look at it all the time and you literally raise the dollars with your mind, you know, just by, or let me rephrase that, just by looking at it all the time, uh, creating opportunities for those dollar amounts to raise by, okay, I need to take some action here. The action I've been taking is obviously making the results because it's the only thing I have X marked. I had got marked X'd out because those are really the biggest actions I've been taking. And that's why those charts, that particular section of the chart has the most X's, just little things like that. But, I kind of wanted to dive into, I recently was in a very, challenging situation, let's say. And, I really could have put myself in a really negative position thinking that this is a negative experience that I was in. I could have painted a picture of, yeah, I made a bad decision and I am a loser or I am a bad father because I might have not seen my daughter for a while and could have painted a very negative picture that would have just created more negativity. And I don't even know if this is actually a technique, but from all the material and everything, it really changed my mindset. And, being in this negative situation of sleeping in my car and really having nothing, um, I didn't see it as a negative thing. I seen it as an opportunity. At the point in time, I was into a lot of different things, and nothing was really working. So I really seen it as an opportunity for me to really refocus. And I seen it as it was something that I needed to go through. I needed to go through this situation to get to what's coming next. And when you can see things as an opportunity and not as a problem, that's when you could really, really change things for yourself in your life. Coming across the study, it's, Earl Nightingale coined the phrase, you become what you think about most of the time. And I 100% believe that because I know I can create a negative experience because I've been thinking negative for years and creating negative shit. So I know it's true. You know, you become what you think about most of the time. So I really, started paying attention to every single, I think I mentioned that this in the earlier weeks about fear, no, and the failure. Oh, the failure. Um, you really have to pay attention when you're first starting out, especially to every single thought. And if it is about something that you don't want, then change it. And this is how I was able to have an experience with nothing, no job, no friends around, not seeing my daughter. I could have painted a real negative loser picture that I would never be able to snap out of it. But seeing it as an opportunity, I was able to focus because I looked at it like, this is something I needed to go through. And as soon as I did that, shit started to change. My thoughts started to change. You know what? Maybe it's time to get a job, and my actions started to change. As soon as I accepted I needed to go through it, to go through it, it's an opportunity. Shit started to clear my life. I shut my social media down. People around me started dropping like flies. All the things I was in, they were all gone. Everything was gone. I was back down to doing whatever I was doing in my vehicle because that was it. And it actually was a relief to get rid of all those things. And people were dropping out of my life like flies, and it was a relief too. At the time that it was happening, as soon as I accepted it, and then things really started to become clear and all that because of how I didn't look at it as a negative situation, as an opportunity. But I had to apply it. I had to consciously apply it because it's very hard it's very challenging when you're in these negative situations not to see them as negative. But if you can realize these situations and change them to a positive, or not even change it to a positive, just know that this isn't something negative. This is something I need to go through because there's better shit coming. And no, I cannot see it. I couldn't see it at all. I couldn't see how I was going to get out of the situations. I could not see it at all. But I knew it was still something I had to go through. And it was an opportunity to focus. And that's how I really feel I was able to turn it around. And instead of broadcasting, this is a negative situation, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? I'm a fucking loser. Which is the exact picture I could have painted. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought I was a loser. So actually, I guarantee you, and I refuse to think that. And now I'm probably in the better position I've ever been in, 100%, because I refuse to let my mind go down the negative path. But I had to consciously apply it, and change it. If it's, if my sentence in my head starts off with, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I don't even finish the sentence. I change it. No, I I want this, and I want that. That's what I changed everything to. And I was able to come up with the right action to take because I'm not wallowing in the mud. I'm asking for sunshine instead. And sunshine is exactly what I got. So it's almost like there's no such thing as negative experiences either. Like there's no such thing as fear. There's no such thing as failure. And there's no such thing as negative experience. It's just something, negative experiences. It's just how you, if you look at them negative, then it's a negative experience. If you look at this experience as a positive experience, guess what? It's a fucking positive experience then. It is solely up to you and being able to just think like this, you know, and just change it. So that was the main technique I used to get out of a real stressful situation of sleeping in my car and having nothing, is realizing that thank God that I am sleeping in my car and going, literally, thank God I'm sleeping in my car and going through this, because I know this is exactly what I need to go through to get to the other side of what's coming. You know, now I have a home and I have even more options to make money than the normal job. You know, it's that was one of the main techniques. That, and I created this little daily takeoff checklist with a couple other people, you know, and just reading positive things every day really helped. The audio I've been listening to probably really has saved my life as well. Just hearing that I can create whatever I want, you know what I mean? And, you know, taking the 100% responsibility that it's no one's fault that I'm sleeping in my car. It's my fault. Taking ownership again is huge. Just all these little things. Completely will change your situation. And these are just the basics. These aren't even the basics. You know, actually, to be honest, this is just something that I was able to realize from everything I've been studying and apply the positive mentality to a so-called negative situation, that I was always able to have a positive outlook on it and create the positive situation I'm in now. One of the major techniques was just paying attention to every thought. If I'm sitting there in my car and I'm like, God damn it, I am a piece of shit. No, I'm fucking not a piece of shit. You know, I have to do this. Yeah, you know, I'm glad I'm sleeping in my car because, you know, this gives me drive to do other stuff. And, you know, I've got 2 other incomes because of sleeping in my car that I wouldn't have had working a normal job, you know, because I wouldn't even be thinking about these things because I have a normal job and can pay my bills. But because I was sleeping in my car, now I'm doing food deliveries, I'm doing eBay, I'm doing other things. And, you know, now that I have the stability of the job and have these other things, I'm in a better position than I was before I was sleeping in my car, to the point to where it should be a TV show. Everybody should sleep in their car, I think, for a spell, because it will change you. I mean, I don't know if everybody's probably not made for that, and maybe not everyone even cares or thinks about this type of positive mentality stuff. But I'm like the perfect student because I have nothing to do but listen and learn, and I have nothing to do but change, which is one of the biggest, the second step in the material I've studied actually is your teachability index, your willingness to learn information like this, which is something that I challenge you people who are listening to this for the first time, or go back to the other videos and, pay attention to what you're thinking when you listen to them. These are garbage. These guys don't know what they're talking about, without even doing your own research. You just automatically might dismiss it just because it's what you're bred to do. What is your willingness to learn this information? 0. And even if you're willing to learn, well, I want to learn how to change my mindset and be able to look at negative situations positively, to be able to have a positive end result. You have to be willing to change as well. If you're not willing to change, then how are you going to change? I think teachability index is real. I kind of fight with this with Robert sometimes, because I hear things he tells me, and then I just want to offer the mindset of, well, is that really what you want, or what do you really want? And then it's automatically, why the fuck you always got to try and tell me what I should be thinking? You just like to get under my skin. I fucking hate it. And this and that. Instead of like, oh, wait. Even though he's done his own material, is on his own path, but sometimes for me, it's like, fuck, his teachability is at a 0, not even willing to like look at the angle I might be coming from. So it's very, man, we can go through all these steps. I have them all written down and have studied them consistently for the past 3 years now. That doesn't mean my life has been roses, no, but I'll tell you what, if I'm in a negative, there is no negative situation I can be put in, except for the one I create for myself because of my thinking. You become what you think about most of the time. Earl Nightingale.
So yeah, some people's teachability is so high that they tend to believe in everything they hear. Because, hey, I believe everything I hear because I'm so teachable. My index is way high. It's like, well, you have to still be prudent and question some of the things you're hearing. Not everything somebody fucking coaches to you is correct.
Absolutely not.
Just because your teachability is high, well, my teachability is high, well, that doesn't mean be a pushover. You're not a rug. People just tell you something, you're like, well, so he said it was right. And so that's kind of like where I'm from. Is really kind of like, I'm not like less teachable, but I'm more like, there's got to be factors that resonate with me. If they don't, and they seem just too far out there to where they don't resonate well, I kind of question those. And for me, questioning things doesn't make me less teachable. It's I find people, like say my wife for example, to be more teachable based on your theory of teachability index. Because she just believe anything you fucking tell her. So she's more teachable, or she's more gullible. Teachable equals gullible. Because for me, I gotta have some sort of fucking thing that resonates with me, or I'm not just gonna buy into whatever somebody tells me And then as soon as I don't buy into it, they automatically go, "Oh, you know what? You're just not teachable. That's why you don't believe in what I'm telling you right now." It's like, no, I'm not buying into it because I'm not gullible. So just because you fucking told me that because you read it in some asshole's book doesn't mean I need to automatically buy into that and fucking be that's part of my DNA. For me, the teachability thing and putting that in place, you still need to be very prudent. Can you align with it? Can you believe into it? Period. Yeah, you should keep an open mind and really kind of go, let me wrap my head around that. Let me try to understand that. But at the same time, just because you don't jump right in and go, fuck yeah, you're right, dude, and go for it, it's like, that doesn't mean you're less teachable. It means you're smart. You're questioning, some of these people's bullshit that they're telling you. Hey, man, drink this red Kool-Aid right now. And you're like, I'm teachable. Cyanide, you die. You're like, for me, I'm kind of like, I'm just really built to like help me understand a little better before you just tell me something and I'm supposed to just automatically buy into that idea. I need more information. And that's kind of like that's my kind of code and what I live by is like, I need more information. It's not that I'm less teachable. It's like, tell me a little bit more information. Let me understand this a little bit better because what you're telling me right now is just, it's because I said so. Well, tell me why. Well, because I said so. Oh, so I just, okay, right on, you're right, I'm wrong because you said so. Give me more information because you can't just say because you said so. Where's the proof?
It would never even be like that. I don't even have a chance to explain it to you. But beyond that, like for people watching, like he's 100% right. You should never believe everything you hear, but you also should never just automatically dismiss without even maybe, or even being like, you know what, I hear what you're saying. I'm going to have to go do some more research and I'll get back with you on that. You know what I mean? But you shouldn't automatically believe everything you hear. Absolutely not. And you shouldn't automatically dismiss everything you hear either just because you don't understand it. Not you, everybody. That's so 100%. He's right. He's right. But are you willing to be like, okay, I hear what you're saying. Could you explain it a little bit further? And then maybe somebody can go in with some more dialogue and be like, oh, you know what I mean? Or maybe it still doesn't make sense, and that's fine too. Maybe you need to do some more research, or maybe you really don't give a fuck, right? I don't care what you're talking about. That happens too, but man, if
That's where
if
my
you're not willing,
that's where my growth started to happen too. It was that doesn't sound very, like, whatever, fuck that. But when I finally was like, you know what, before I buck it right away, let me listen a little bit. Let me really kind of do my own research, and then I started to grow. I mean, which was funny because it was like, originally it would just be like, cut it off and be done with it. Like, nah, you're dumb. Shut the fuck up. Moving on, right? Because your shit doesn't fucking compute. And then I kind of like slowed it down a little bit. I'm like, and for me, it was different reasons. It was like, my friend Will seemed like a fucking alien to me. Why is it that we can't reach the same page we were on when we were kids? Why is he in some weird fucking mind state? This is fucking wacky. I care enough to slow down a little bit and kind of go, let me listen just to hear, even though I fucking think he's crazy. But let me just try to be open to it. As weird as that is, it's more open to just at least have a conversation. Because even if I thought he was a psychopath, hey, I have a psychopath friend. Let me just be cool with him, and I care about him still as a person, just because he's psycho, whatever, right? And then in that was me being open in a weird roundabout way. I was more open to like, oh fuck, you know what? That kind of resonates with me in the sense of me chasing a dream and kind of these things that I was where I was at mentally as a 6-year-old and the genius level thing. And once I started taking all these different factors, and a lot of what I'm talking about is very vague, broad brush things. As you watch more of these podcasts, more you'll start understanding what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not going to get to it in depth right now in my journey. But the more I opened up, like I said, I opened up for a different reason. My friend Will was like an alien to me, but I cared about him, so I chose to go. Okay, I either abandon him as a friend, or I slow down and listen because I care enough to fucking. Hey, I have a friend who got hit with a fucking baseball bat 15 times in the head. He's now a retard. Sorry, not a retard, but a vegetable, or he's just different now. But he's still my buddy, right? And I gotta learn to change dynamic between me and my friend, and that's where Will was with me. He's like a person who got hit with a baseball bat like 70 fucking 9 times in the head. And so for me, I kind of go, that was my original thing, not to realize that he was more evolved than me. Originally, it's like he got hit by a bat. He's limited to find out funny enough that he's more evolved than I am. And I was like, oh shit, he actually has information, because now what he's speaking kind of really resonates with me in the sense of me chasing a dream and me understanding my mindset and my approach to these big dreams I had. I had big action and no real mindset that thought big enough correctly to gear into it. And I was like, oh shit, actually the guy that I thought hit with a bat 79 times is actually more evolved than me. And that, like, I started to really re-gear myself and really started going, what is this information? And let it was your wish is your command, and then applying that to what I'm doing. But just techniques in the sense of first identifying that this information is pertinent. Because if you're not dreaming big or doing things big, none of this shit matters to you, and you should just switch off this fucking podcast right now. But if you're trying to think big and you're trying to do something big, you're going to really need to change your mindset. The mindset is first and foremost thing that has to be correct. I'm the number one person to say, fuck all that dumb shit. I don't want to hear that. But if you can't dream big, you can't do big. And that's all there is to it. If you can't think just grandiose, I've been listening to 10X today, and it's like, if you can't think 10 times, if you don't do 10 times more than what you think you can really achieve, then you're fucking up. So if your goal is to do whatever it is, say your goal is X, think of 10 times more than that. If you think you can achieve a 5-minute mile, you need to then have your goal be 10 times more than that, right? If you have a goal 10 times more than that, you might hit the 5-minute mile. But the goal, the mindset is to really have 10 times the mindset of 10 times whatever your goal is. Add 10. If you think, I really want to start making $10,000 a year extra in my extra cushion for myself with my extra money. No, think 100,000, 10 times that, and then do the amount of work 10 times that to get to 100,000, and you'll probably reach your 10,000 extra goal you're trying to get. But if you lower your fucking goal, you're not going to get there. But the bottom line is, I started out with this information and was like, okay, this sounds some spacey ass bullshit, but eventually it started to resonate with me, and that's when I started to listen, apply, and realize that if anything, this helps your mindset before your action. It's that training balance that is like the mind, which is really fucking important before you could even add action. Your mind, which really adds destination, then you can add action and go towards that destination. If not, it's a bunch of activity that is taking you nowhere. I can run in circles, motherfucker, and I'm never getting to the store to get a beer. But if I know where that store is and what exactly I want, a definite purpose is a 211 fucking brewski, and I know where the fucking store is, I'm gonna get there with action. But if your action is crazy action and you don't have, that's my problem. My problem was I had fucking mad action and I was busting my ass every day, but I didn't have a definite purpose or location to go to with all that activity. So I was not getting to the store to get a simple beer. I was running around the block in circles, chasing my fucking ass like a chicken with its head cut off. Once I found my definite purpose, you will see, even in this last month, I have now a full fucking blown YouTube, a full blown beat store, and more to come with marketing and funnels and 15 other fucking sites and things I have going. I finally found a purpose. Now I can gear my action towards that, mainly because I got my mindset right and knowing exactly where the fuck I'm trying to be. Will's background looks like some Blair Witch Project shit.
100%. I'm actually using the bathroom.
He's quick. Don't worry about that.
Hell no. I am the fastest. Woo! I am the fastest. So, yeah.
But you know what I mean?
I like where we're going with that.
Without the right mindset, you're running in circles around the block, and say your goal is simply to go to the store, get a beer, drink it, move on. You'll be running around the block and never get to the store. And so you got all the action in the world. You're running the block at fucking 5 million miles an hour. You never get where you're going. You never get where you're going. But you are working your ass off.
If you don't know what you want, then how are you even supposed to get there?
And and that was my problem, is I was working really hard. You know, Will, I don't have it on my board anymore. I had a dream board. That really said Drake placement, and I was really willy-nilly trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. It's like, what do you think, Rob? I'm like, well, I'm gonna like send them beats to their emails I don't have yet, and like just like randomness, and really just kind of trying to pick a definite purpose. And really, it has you just doing a lot of action for no reason, because you don't know where to apply that action, or you don't have a definite fucking location, anywhere to apply that. You don't have a definite place to put it. It's like imagine worrying about a guy shooting a gun, but he's not shooting it at you because he doesn't know you're the target. So your chances of him not shooting is pretty fucking good. He might shoot the fucking stop sign, a car running by you. You don't even know you're the target. So you don't know what the fuck to shoot at. Right? So it's the same thing with me. Like at first I was like, I'm gonna do this and that and one of those and one of these, and I just really didn't know where the fuck I was going. So in fact, it impeded my action, because it's like I don't even know how to apply my action, because I'm not sure the fuck I'm trying to angle this at. I don't know what the fuck I'm pointing at, you know. And once I finally figured out what to point at based on mindset and really understanding what I was capable of and thinking big enough, first your mind is big enough, you can now apply that, and then next thing you know, man, I'm like, at one point I fucking finally locked in. And a lot of it I have to give to Will, because it was like him constantly questioning me. As that fucking annoying as it is, sometimes I just want to choke the fucking shit out of him. But those tough questions really made me just challenge myself. Like, what is it you're really trying to feel? What is it you really want? What is it you're really trying to fucking do? And then once you lock into that, it's like, okay, now I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. And now I'm going, I know where I'm going. Now I'm going to fucking 1,000 miles an hour at some specific places, suppose 1,000 miles an hour in the circle, you know.
So the technique there, for those of you tuning in, is being able to clearly define what you want. If you don't clearly define what you want, then how do you know you're even going to take the proper actions, or you're not going to take any action, period, because you don't even know what you want. If you don't even know what you want, how are you going to take action towards achieving something you don't even know you want, right? So being able to clearly define what you want will help you to, start changing your thoughts towards wanting that, which in turn will start revealing the path for you to be able to create it, and also being able to realize the correct action steps to get there. There's a saying, for where it goes, and this is pretty common, I'll believe it when I see it. This is a huge, pretty major saying. It's everywhere, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, people who think that will never see it. You have to see it to believe. I don't know if it's going to read normal because it's backwards and I'm looking at it.
It's good. It's good.
You can read it normal?
Yeah, perfect.
I'll see it. It's not you'll believe it when you see it. You will see it when you believe it. Because if you don't even believe you can achieve something, how are you even going to be able to see it? And then how are you going to take the right actions towards it? How are you going to build enough excitement to want to achieve it and create the right type of thinking for the path to reveal itself? Which is something I'd like to get in further with too. But these are the little techniques. So I have these little things hanging up all over the place. Go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll be able to see further. All this little kind of stuff. These are the techniques. These are just the basic techniques. These aren't even the techniques for, if you want a car, you go out and you find the car you want, and then you go sit in it, and what does it smell like, and what does it feel like, and have a picture of you in it through your own eyeballs, not a third-party picture, through your own eyeballs, and you'll get it. It's not even
your
on
mind, and then your mind will start figuring out ways for you to get that car.
And then when your thoughts line up with what you want, guess what's going to happen? You're not saying your thoughts are going to make you president of the United States, but it will show you the path to get there.
Do you think that anybody who became the fucking president of the United States did it without believing they could do it? No. Every one of the fucking presidents believed they were going to become the president, and that's how the fuck they became the president. None of them said, you know what, I just don't think so, and became accidentally the president. They had to believe they could do it first to do it.
And then they were able to
everybody who they told said you're a fucking retard.
Exactly. But because they believed it, I guarantee you now people, events, circumstances, situations in their life start unfolding to lead you down the path to get whatever you want. This is major. This is major in anything. Because think about it. Think about how many times you dwell on what you don't want, and that's exactly what you get. I can tell you countless times. How many times have I thought about what I don't want, and I got exactly what I don't want? Like I know I'm a master of it. Because now I'm on this side, I can see all the negative side, a lot of years up until this point. I can see, I know it works because I'm a master of creating negative shit because I was a master of thinking negatively, and slowly but surely starting to change those things mentally, and life has completely changed. That doesn't mean I don't have any more obstacles. That doesn't mean doesn't mean we or I don't go through any more challenging situations, but I have a better outlook on these situations, which create positive outcomes and in the better situation I've ever been with the job and side hustles and not just slowly working the assets on top of all that stuff. Uh, it's really, really amazing just to slowly change your mindsets, man. You have this is a must if you really want to start changing the shift in your life to be able to create the things you want. And it's all in your mindset, and what are you doing each day to feed that positive mindset? I am, I was never really a major morning person before. And then I realized, no, I am a morning person. I wake up in the morning. I'm Mr. Grateful. I go through everything I'm grateful for. I go through my daily takeoff checklist, which includes my favorite thing to read every day, the morning blast. My morning blast. I thank God and the universe for bringing me my desires. I'm thankful for everything I have in my life. I'm grateful for the pain I once felt because it's made me stronger and wiser. I'm grateful for the pain I'll feel in the future because it will bring me closer to my dreams. I'm so grateful that I've received my desires in life. I trust my intuition to make the right decisions. I have the courage to follow my dreams. I don't know how my dreams are going to happen. I just have the knowingness that all of them are flying towards my reality with rapid speed. I create the opportunities in my life. I'm aware of the opportunities I've already created. When another opportunity arises, I have the courage to take action. Taking action is easy and effortless for me. I've already manifested my desires. I feel amazing now that I've attracted my dreams into my reality. I'm able to let go and follow my desires. I attract my desires and dreams in unexpected ways. I use my intuition and infinite intelligence to guide me at all times. I am the creator of my reality. I am in control. I've let the restraints of life go and allow the universe to manifest my desires into my life. These are the morning blast. Man, I read this shit in the morning and I know I'm about to have an amazing day. Period. Even if it's not, it is. Even if I get shit on today, I needed to get shit on. These are the little techniques. Just some of them. We can. I think really. We can talk all this game about changing your thoughts and taking action and there is no such thing as fear and failure. There is no such thing as failure. Everything is success. But if you people don't start kind of getting these techniques on what to do, it's really hard to believe that any of this type of stuff really works. Or what these type of mindsets will really bring. And it's so hard to kind of explain the techniques, but these are just the basics of kind of some of the things I personally been using because of this material. Has altered my mindset. My thinking is different.
Yeah, so for me, applying some of this information is like, I've been in that situation where you're talking about like, you know what, I got shit on today, but you know what, I needed that. And same thing with me, like I have a couple businesses and the funnels in which I choose to do business through shut down on me. And for me, with this kind of information, I was able to go, you know what? Those shutting down on me is actually going to make me better because now I'm figuring out new ways to diversify and not put all my eggs in one basket and do something else. This, in the long run, is going to actually be better for me, and it's a great thing that has happened. Sure, it's a bad thing for the next couple of days, and it's a frustration and an annoyance for the next couple of days. But because I have the correct mindset and I understand the correct tactic to apply, which is to understand the good in whatever is happening to you, I was able to go. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I was stressing the fuck out. I'm like thinking, fucking just give me that tequila. Let's get fucking hammed and just fucking get oblivious, and I won't know. And tomorrow we'll figure it out tomorrow. I'm talking 10 a.m. I'm thinking that, and I'm like, no, no, no. That's not what the fuck you want to do. But understanding that, you know what, man, this money was shut down to pay my bills and feed my family. It's all good. I'll just fucking hammer down on my other business. That business gets shut down. And you're going, oh, fuck. And you know what? I'll do the other business. Boom, I hammer the other business. That business gets shut down after a couple of days. And you kind of go, oh my God, what the hell? But you go, you know what? This is fucked. I got to figure out a new way. And after scrambling the whole day, I'm talking fighting with my wife, yelling at the kids, freaking out, going for 50 new accounts, and finally figuring out another way to outsource my product. I go, you know what? It's weird because I'm actually better for it now because now I have 4 and 5 avenues that I wouldn't have had this not happen to me, to where normally I'd make 60, 70 grand extra a year off this business. Now I've got 4 channels. Hell, I could make 200,000-300,000 now because this forced me to spread out what the hell I was doing and drive my business even further. And it became a better thing. And I mean, you constant hiccup, but by having the right mindset, I was like, you know what, this sucks right now. No, you didn't make money today, yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before. You have a week of money, you lost some money, but eventually you got it right. And guess what? Now you have 4 channels of money coming in. And it is. It's like that. You know. You won't. It's not. I'll believe it when I see it. It's like when you finally see it, or when you finally believe it, you will finally see it. You gotta believe it to see it. You can't just be like, I'm gonna make 100,000 a year. Well, not if you said you can't first. Not if you didn't believe it first. You have to first vision it, meaning see it. You gotta see it first. But you got to believe what you're seeing first for it to even happen. You know what I mean? You got to firmly believe that you're going to make it in whatever it is you're doing. You got to envision yourself running and handing the baton off to Jim Bob, and he's going to run the last leg of the fucking relay. You got to envision that shit first before it can ever come to light. If you believe yourself failing first, guess what? You'll fail because guess what? You believed it first. You believe it, it'll happen. That's good.
Here's another thing about believing it too, is you have to believe it. If you think you want $1 million, but you don't believe that you can make $1 million, that's not going to happen for you.
But I'll tell you. So I'll tell you right now. Well, why are you even fucking around pretending you believe it then? Why are you even fucking around talking about wanting it if you can't even try to believe it? Just shut the fuck up.
So in other words, maybe you need to lower the number. Maybe instead, maybe you can only believe in an extra 1,000 and not $1 million. But 1,000 you can believe in. And if you can believe in 1,000, guess what? Now we're going to go about to pull something out off my wall. Go as far as you can see, right? If you can believe that you can make an extra 1,000, then concentrate on that, whatever the number is. And then once you get to that 1,000, what's going to happen? Belief's going to go up. Now you made 1,000. Now you might be able to go to 1,000 to 2,000, 1,000 to 5,000 because your belief went up. So that's a good point there is, do you really believe it? I've been down this road too. Do I really believe I can make $1 million? Well, of course I fucking do. But that's not the point. The point is, I've actually told that number, that might be kind of a bigger goal, but then I kind of shorten it as something that I can kind of see a little bit. Because I can see, I can see that I can make this much. And then once I get there, I'll be able to maybe get to the bigger number. Or it doesn't even have to do, this is an example. It doesn't even have to do with money. I'm just saying, for an example, just check yourself on what you believe. Because, technically, you don't want to spend a lot of time chasing something you don't even believe you can achieve. So maybe you need to make it a little bit smaller so it's believable enough that you can, feel comfortable about taking actions and getting there. And then once you get there, your belief's going to be so much higher because if you could do 1,000, you could do another 1,000. You could do 2,000. You could do more. I think that's a very good point on checking what you believe in.
It's the same amount of energy to make an extra $1 million as it does 1,000. You've just got to broaden your fucking beliefs. And the bottom line is, if you don't believe it, you probably don't want it. Period. If you got to fucking find motivation to do it, you probably don't want it. Because guess what? I've been chasing my same dream for fucking 25 years. And I still feel it like it was yesterday. I still feel like I'm 19. Chasing it the same fucking way. Feeling guilty that I'm so old still driving that shit. So realistically, either you want it or you don't. The only difference between somebody who has it and somebody who doesn't is that person spent more time driving towards it and kept going for it and never quit. Period. Nobody got it on accident. Nobody had it fall in their lap. So the real technique is, look, you want something, if you truly want it, you're going to go for it. Period. There is no magic thing that's going to make you all of a sudden want something so much to do it. If you want it, go for it. Put your all into it. All in. That's it. Anything less, you ain't getting shit. Anybody who's done it will tell you, I was broke. I was living on the streets. I figured it out. It made it happen. You're not going to get it comfortably. Nothing you want is going to come comfortably to you.
I didn't believe that until recently. This is part of the material I've struggled with a little bit. That if you think it's going to be hard to achieve, then it's going to be hard. But if you think it's going to be easy to achieve, then it's going to be easy to achieve. And let me tell you something. From just recently, I knew what I wanted. I went, I changed it, but I'll tell you what, it did not come easy. As a matter of fact, it took the longest amount of time it kind of could have taken. Even like, this has to do with getting my job and even how the paychecks fell. The paychecks didn't even fall in line with it happened to be able to have money in my pocket quicker. It was the longest amount of time I would have had to wait just to get my first paycheck to fucking put food in my mouth. Even though I'm 100% lined up, no, it took, and I literally thought to myself, wow, you know what? Things don't come easy for me, which is not what I want to be thinking, but this is what I'm experiencing. Is like, why does it have to be the longest situation possible to be able to get what I need? Why couldn't it just been worked out, did all these things right? Why didn't this work out that it could have been the quickest scenario? Doesn't always work out like that. But for me, it really put things in perspective. And I'm sure got a whole hell of a lot more gratefulness for it too. Even more grateful, So yeah, it doesn't mean so. You don't have any control when it comes. It comes when you most need it, supposedly, which it did for me. It came when I absolutely needed it, and I was still able to survive. But I'll tell you, but then things started compounding. When it was time to get a place to move into, I'm looking at my phone. Place after place after place, I'm like, oh my God, started the process, taking action, shooting some emails on some apartments, But here's the thing, I have an extreme amount of confidence in making shit work out because of what I believe is my change in my mindset and my thinking, and just knowing that and paying attention. So what I did, I shot a couple emails, and then I paid attention. I got a couple emails back, made a few phone calls, and I knew something was going to work out really fast. And I couldn't even explain to you how fast this happened with zero zero issues, zero problem. It just happened so naturally out of all the places that I applied at, no, I didn't even apply, just emailing places. And here's the thing, I didn't even want to live in this city because this is crackhead heroin city. I didn't want to live here. I'm not trying to have my kid come here and be in crackhead city. I live in crackhead city, and this is the most chillest fucking environment I've probably been in. And it just worked out that way. It just worked out so simple and with zero effort. It just happened. There was no issues with money. I didn't renter's history, credit history. That's something you got to think about getting to a place, and the challenges of getting to a place. Zero issues. It couldn't have gone smoother, and it just happened naturally by taking action, of course, but just the way it happened so smooth. I couldn't have been, I was kind of stressing a little bit because I haven't had renter's history in a while. Credits, my credit is average, maybe a little bit below average even. Things you got to worry about. I don't worry about those things. I'm not worried about where my credit is at. I'm not worried about what my renter's history is, because I know without a doubt it's gonna work out. And it couldn't have worked out easier to get into this place, and it seemed to happen by itself. So the real question is, what if I was worrying about those things? What if I was worrying about my credit and worrying about my renter's history and stressing myself out? Would it still have happened as smoothly? We don't really know, right? But why even give yourself that opportunity because I mean, to keep it simple, I mean, right? I mean, you think positively, positive things are going to happen, period. Things may seem negative, but with a positive mindset, there is no negative either. And this is just man. It's not even about money. It's not. It's not about. It's everything. Life. Period. Life. Getting an apartment. Getting a home loan. Getting a new car. Getting a fucking new girlfriend or boyfriend. Dealing with that manager at work. Dealing with your coworker, dealing with your friends, dealing with your kids, just life and just driving, fucking getting off and on the freeway, honking up, eat shit, everything, everything really revolves around your mindset and being able to think of the positive to create everything's positive. I cannot stress enough, and I'm sitting in it now. I cannot stress enough.
Yeah, it's
how simple it was to get into this place, and how zero it just happened like fucking magic.
It's funny. It's like literally like I've been hella stressed lately because of the whole, I'm paying for everything I do off my business, and it's like at some point going, they've shut all my stuff down, and at the end of the day, I have a little bit of experience because I worked for 20 some odd years with corporations, and then 1 year decided I'm over this, and I threw my keys in a safe, and I said, fuck it, I'm out. Didn't tell my wife. I just went home and said, we're done, and we're gonna figure it out. And I got enough dirt bikes, snowmobiles, quads, goddamn street bikes, nice foreign cars. I don't give a fuck. I got enough shit to sell to make this happen, and I would much rather sell my shit and enjoy my life than fucking have this shit, never use it, and fucking work for some other dick face, right? And so like I quit, and doing that leap of faith at that time really gave me this empowerment, right? To where I now know, and it's nurtured me from a tactic standpoint, because we're talking tactic, house to house to house to house, and I'm pretty much so fucking pushed against the wall that it was like I couldn't even stress about whether I'd have somewhere to stay. I just had to have faith. I had to say, in the weird sense, Jesus grabbed the wheel. Just fucking take it. I have no fucking control here. As dumb and weird as that is to say, but you know, at the end of the day, fuck, man, you're gonna be okay. Hell, if you gotta live under the bridge under your t-shirt and pants, and you fucking make it throughout the night, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna fucking, if you get to see the next day, you have a chance. And once I started realizing that from a tactic standpoint, I was like, you know what, man? Fuck it, dude. At some point, I'm gonna fucking figure this shit out. And I did it before. I quit a job and that was making 80 fucking 5,000 a year, which is not a lot of money, but it's enough for me. It was a better job than I've ever had. And it's like, fuck it. I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna work out. You know what I mean? And this last few days really of like accounts getting shut down, businesses getting shut down, like to where or they're limited or maxed out. It's like fuck it. I'm gonna figure it out. It don't fucking matter. I can always go get a fucking job. I'm highly skilled. You know, I'll find a fucking job. I'll move up at that job. If I gotta live in a fucking trailer or a tent, my kids are gonna be okay. They can still survive taking a shower in the fucking uh, KOA's fucking shower system over there by the tent, washing their feet. We're gonna live. You know what I mean? And once you start breaking it down to that, it's kind of like, man, you know what? Everything's gonna be okay. And then it really makes you kind of be empowered. You know what? Hey, go for more. Go for bigger. Because you know what? At the end of the day, no matter what, you can always just do basic. You can always do the basic shit. Hell, I'll go work at a KOA. I'll go apply at a job. Guess what? I'm fully fucking capable of running a fucking business, running a company, being a manager. Hell, being a fucking worker, tile cutter. I could fucking scrub shoes. I mean, whatever the fuck it takes to make enough money to feed my fucking mouth, my kids. So at the end of the day, it's like, fuck it. Whatever it is whatever it is, and you really, once you start breaking it down to exactly what you need to survive and breathe air, takes away all the stress. Now dream as big as you fucking can. Because my thing is this, the reason I say all of this is to say a lot of times what slows people from dreaming big is they're so scared of their security, of what they have now that helps them know tomorrow I'll be okay because I have this job at Sherwin-Williams Paint, But at the end of the day, it's like, man, I've watched my homeboy fucking live in his car for goddamn 5-6 months, and here he is on top of it all. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, well, you can always go get a job. So he goes and gets a job, and guess what? He's just fucking fine. So at the end of the day, it's like you're gonna be okay. Don't be scared to dream big. Most people are scared to dream big because they're so worried of those basic creature comforts, like a basic job. It could be Sherwin-Williams Paint. It could be fucking you work at Home Depot as the fucking loader. Like at the end of the day, you're like, but this job, it's a for sure job. It's like, fuck that job. Guess what? You can do bigger things and risk that bum ass fucking basic ass job. And then after you go and risk it and put your ass on the line, you can go back and get that bum ass job in the first place. Because they're hiring every dumb fuck that comes right out of high school for that job. So you're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you're gonna be okay. It's like so dream bigger, do whatever the fuck you want because realistically, there's a safety net for everybody. Everybody doesn't realize we're both socialists. We're fucking a society where you fall down on the net and just go fucking apply for some sort of fucking funding and you're gonna be okay. So like, but most people won't do these big steps. Me being that person, I had a home, I had fucking cars, motorcycles, all you can fucking imagine. And it was like time to go fucking be on tour with Snoop Dogg. And I was like, oh no, I don't know because my creature comforts of what happens if I quit this and then what's gonna happen? Well, you can always go back to fucking Lowe's. You can always go back to fucking the basic ass job and figure it out. But because I was so worried about the basic shit, I was scared to take a fucking leap. Although I did put my 2-week notice in. They got fucked up, but I was definitely worried. I was definitely fucking uncertain at the time. Just go on tour with Snoop and just be like, I'm done. Let's go. But it was so funny because most people are so worried about the basic shit. Like I have a fucking basic job at 7-Eleven and it pays the bills, and they won't go for their dream because of that. And realistically, at the end of the day, it's like, just know you're gonna always be okay. You're always gonna be able to figure it out. Rock bottom, there ain't shit. Rock bottom's not far from where you're at right now. Rock bottom's not far from where I'm at right now. Period. I don't give a fuck if no one says. I don't have some major amounts of money. I got a lot of shit. But after rock bottom, I just go back and I'm breathing air again and I'm living and I'm just fine. As far as anybody knows, who cares if I have a drum set? Who cares that I have an extra 15 cameras and 500 guitars and a studio? None of that matters to anybody. No, I mean, if it's all gone and I go back, nobody even knows I have any stuff I have. So who knows but me? And hell, half the shit I don't use. You know? So my thing is this fear of rock bottom. Rock bottom's not far from where you're at now because guess what, motherfuckers? We're in the 98 percentile of losers in the world. You know, everybody else in the fucking 1 and 2% have all the fucking money, and we don't. You know, so realistically, you're not far from fucking bouncing right back to where you were. So if you were I'm the fucking assistant manager at Lowe's. Well, guess what, motherfucker? You can hit rock bottom and in 2 years be right back to assistant manager at Lowe's right again. Because that level from rock bottom to 60,000 is so small. You're not talking millions. So why are you scared to make a jump and go crazy for what you want? To fall down to rock bottom like that's so hard to get back to where you were. Back to where you were will take 2 years. Will take 1.5 years. Back to where you were will only take so long because you never really got very far in the fucking first place. And the reason you never got really very far in the first place is because you never really jumped. So realistically, you never jumped in the fucking first place. So you were never very far from the bottom in the first place because you were just cautiously raised yourself up. And that's not very far of a drop. So if you drop to the bottom, guess what? It ain't gonna take you long to get right back where the fuck you were with your scared ass. So why not fucking jump and go crazy and maybe get that major leap ahead? You know, but most people are so worried about the comforts they have as to where they're at. I worked so hard to stay here. It's like, no, you really were cautious, which means you were slowly layering yourself to where you're at, which isn't even a big jump because you didn't make big risks to get where you're at. You were very cautiously stepping to where you got, and cautious steps are very fucking slow. So you moved up from ground zero to fucking nothing because you were cautiously doing it, which is very slow steps. So to fall back down on your fucking face from ground zero to back to where you're at, look at you, Will. You dropped down, came back, and you're actually ahead of where you were at. 2 years. And you know what's funny? Like I say, you wouldn't have been where you're at if you would have stayed where you were at for 2 years. You'd have been doing that same job, but now you have 2 other hustles and you have an ability to make an extra fucking few grand a month doing what you're doing, and you have a better job, square one.
So, if I would have never went through the bullshit.
Right.
Well, if I would have never made a decision to chase at the time what I thought my dreams were, 100%. You know, which is a funny thing to talk about, that I'm actually in a better position, even though it didn't work out how I was hoping. I'm in a better position. I'm officially an author because I took a leap to do something that had nothing to do with finishing my first book. Well, it did, because I thought, you know, music would open the doors to be around the right people who want to listen to my writing. But I don't have to do music to do that. I could just go write. Or not even that. I wouldn't have had the appreciation for a job or a normal job. You know what I mean? Thinking this isn't where I belong, which it isn't. But the stability of it, to be able to continue down the other shit, working for myself, the stability of a job is great. And I would have never appreciated a normal job unless I took the leaps to say fuck a job and go do this other shit that I thought I really wanted, I would have never had the appreciation now to be in the position to really achieve what I want.
But my point is that you hit rock bottom, and that wasn't far from where you were already at.
No. And I'm still not. I don't think I ever will be. Well, I don't think I'll ever, anything can happen.
Yeah, but rock bottom's not
I won't say that I'll be thinking I'll ever be at rock bottom again, but I will never forget. I will never forget, and I will never, I won't take things for granted.
My point is, rock bottom isn't far from where everybody's at. 90% of people. Rock bottom's not that far. So why not jump? Because guess what? It's only going to take you a very minimal amount of time to get back to where you're at. So why not jump? Why not do something crazy? Why not fucking chase whatever it is you're going for? And just
why not even try? Because you can always go get another job that you're currently doing, depending on what it is. Maybe
some motherfucker's always gonna hire you to do this basic shit. You act like you're a fucking rocket scientist. It ain't fucking like that was the hardest job to get back in. How will I ever become an installation manager again? I remember thinking that, like, oh man, if I quit here, this is at the time I was gonna go on tour with Snoop. It's like, oh man, however I find $20 an hour again and be an installation manager. It's like, man, you dumb fucker. Just go do the job. You're easily going to find another install manager job because you're smart enough to do it and they're not paying you shit. $20 is garbage. Suck a dick. It's not a big deal.
About to go on tour with Snoop Dogg. And he's literally thinking he's literally thinking to himself, how am I ever gonna get another job like this?
If it doesn't work, I won't get. I'll be out of this kind of a job.
Touring with Snoop Dogg, talking about what I'll never be able to get this job again. Yes, you can. Yeah, that's huge.
Yes, you can, because rock bottom is very close to where you're at already. I mean.
So why not? Why not go for something that would ultimately take you to sky is the limit?
Right, and you're not 15, so you're not worried about getting minimum wage anymore. You have work history, you have skill sets. It's like the things you don't know because you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. That's my motto, man. So, yeah. I don't know if this made any type of sense tonight.
My thing is jump, do whatever the fuck you're trying to do, because you haven't made it that far in life. Guaranteed. If you got time to watch this goddamn thing, you haven't made it that far in life. That's all there is to it. If you get time and you're sitting around watching this shit, you're not that far in life. And maybe it's far to you, but it's not far from the ground back to where you're at. You can get right back there very quickly. So go jump for whatever it is you're going to do. And don't be scared. It will all be okay. I'm in that situation right now. I don't have a job. I don't have a typical job. I'm doing something that's completely upon myself to make sure I generate dollars. And I'm driving another business or two. But I'm not making a consistent, job money. I'm not, working for another person getting a for sure income. You know what I mean? And I love it because I just fucking go, you know what, I'm going to 10 times the amount I was normally going to do, and I'm going to drive 10 times the fucking income. And I've done it so hardcore that I've maxed out everything I've been trying to do. Give me your account, I'll blow it out of the fucking water, and it won't even have I won't even have enough fucking movement for me to even get any further than fucking 1 week. Anybody gives me their new account, I'm gonna blow it out of the water. It won't even have a week's worth of fucking uh, ability to fucking support what I'm doing because I'm driving shit that hard. You know what I mean? So go do your thing. Do your thing. You know?
You can't listen. You can't listen to those negative what ifs. What if I can't get this job again? What if this doesn't work out? None of that matters. What if it does work out?
Then something else will work out. You're not gonna just fall on the side of the curb and die or shrivel up as a fucking little small fucking I'm hungry, your ribs are showing, fucking your belly's all bloated type of kid with flies coming at you and a vulture fucking swarming overhead ready to fucking eat you. You know, it's not happening. So you're gonna be okay. Shit's gonna happen for you. You're gonna figure it out. You know? Just don't sell your booty on the corner for money or heroin. You're gonna be okay.
And guess what? It may not be the right path. It may not. You don't know. But the point is you will never get to those points to find out what it is you want or what it is you might not enjoy or what you might enjoy if you don't try and not listen to what ifs and follow your feelings.
You'll definitely know after that, though.
100%.
Jumping in, you'll definitely know for sure what the fuck you're trying to go for that.
You sometimes it leads to what you don't want, but that is still a major success.
No, but leading what you don't want makes you understand exactly what you do want. Because how do you know what you
Right.
don't want if you don't know what you do want?
Now you can focus on what you do want and make that happen, and that should make you fucking feel amazing.
Because you now have a destination to drive all your energy towards. Right?
Yeah.
If you don't know where you're going, you're probably never going to get there. Wherever that is. But if you know where you're going and you drive all of your energy towards that, you'll probably get there pretty fucking fast. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a tricky thing, and we did kind of run all over the place today or tonight, or tomorrow, because it's not tomorrow. But but one of our sidekicks never showed up, so we just kind of winged it. But basically, it's using tactics, and my tactic, just to kind of focus on something, is everything's going to be fine. You're going to figure it out. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Jump. You're not far from the ground. No matter how much ground you think you made. Now, if you're already a millionaire motherfucker, you're probably not watching this shit, know how. So, for all you regular fucking people out there that have big dreams and aspirations, you're not far from the fucking ground. Guaranteed. Period. So jump and do whatever you want and just know everything's gonna be okay. And that's the one tactic that's kind of helped me kind of going, you know what, man? I'm a winner. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna figure it out. I am not cashing my check in the middle of the game here. The game's not over. I got the game of life here. And just because I haven't made it to where I'm trying to be right now doesn't mean I'm a loser. I got my whole fucking life till I got that tombstone saying whatever the fuck it's gonna say. To say where I landed in the fucking game. 10th place, 11th place, whatever the fuck, first place. That tombstone will say. But I'm not dead. So, realistically, I get to fucking do this whole fucking game, and you ain't marking my progress right now. And no one goes, okay, the 500 laps of the Indy 500, there are 253 laps in, and Jimmy Johnson's in third place. He's a fucking loser. It's like, no, motherfucker, you still got 200 fucking whatever amount of laps left before this whole thing's over. Before you start gauging where he is as far as worthiness. You know what I mean? So, my thing is, in the game of life, man, you get till you're dead in the fucking water, man. So grind it till it's the end. And my thing is, understanding you're going to be okay helps you jump more. And for me, it's helped me big time. Like literally going, oh my god, what the fuck? This account shut down, that account shut down. This is the way I was going to make money. This is, oh shit. And then it's like, you know what, dude? At the end of the day, just get a basic ass job, you'll be fine. So fuck it, go for it. You know what I mean? I can always apply for a job. They'll gladly hire me. I'm the shit.
Make the decision.
Yeah. That, you know what's funny is somewhere in my goddamn 5,000 messages to myself, it says first thing is make a decision. The fuck do you want to do? Decide. If there's a destination, you've got to decide on the destination first. Where is that destination? Is that Hawaii? How will you know where you're going if you're pointed towards Wyoming and in your head your destination is fucking Hawaii? But you're pointed towards Wyoming because you're not sure because you haven't made a decision on whether you want to go to Wyoming or Hawaii. You know, you got to make a decision. Decide. You know, decide what you want to do. And the most thing I can say about anybody is if you're not doing it and you're not making it, it's probably because you don't want it and you're probably going to be basic your whole life. That's all there is to it. I'm not here to be your motivational speaker. But if you don't really want it, some people just like to watch this shit and don't actually want to go fucking do shit. They just want to watch this and be motivated. Get through the day, go, hell yeah, that was a great day. I read this fucking motivational shit. Now I'm gonna go back and do some basic ass fucking actions. My actions are basic, my beliefs are amazing. If your actions don't fucking harmonize with your shit, you have to have major fucking beliefs and follow with major action.
The only,
Massive.
the only difference between you guys and the ultimate wealthy, or anybody and the ultimate wealthy, is the size of your dream and time. Guaranteed those motherfuckers think big. And they don't have any concept of time that it would take to get there. You know?
And then they do. And then they go actually uh, actually try to attain what the fuck it is they dreamed of. They didn't sit there and go, I dreamed this. This is so cool. Somebody's gonna float me there. No, they go and they fucking make an effort to get there. What are those actions that it takes to get there? Massive dreams, massive actions. Period. You're not gonna go, I want to be the president, but you don't do any campaigning. No, I just sit here believing I'm gonna be the next president. No, you're gonna have to go campaign. There's all this other shit you have to do. First things first, you gotta believe it. Second of all, you gotta fucking go do the work. You know, massive action. Your action has to fucking harmonize with your fucking dream, your vision, whatever it is. You know what I mean? You can't go, I really want a beer, and if I sit here at the house, it's gonna happen. It's like, no, you gotta go walk to the store, drive to the store, and go get that fucking thing, you know? It's gotta harmonize. I mean, there's a two pieces of the puzzle there, dude. You believe it, you dream it, you know you're gonna go get it. Now go get the fuck up and go get it.
Yeah, success is a knowingness that you can do it.
It's funny.
It's a way.
Success used to mean taking over the throne, and we've dumbed it down enough to just being like succeeding, getting a little bit better. Success used to mean taking the throne. Succession. Somebody in succession is the one after the other. That's what succession is. Success. So taking over. So Donald Trump would be in succession to Obama. He took over the throne. That's success. That's how success used to be called. And then they switched it to just being like, I've made it to what I'm trying to do. Success. I was able to fucking unlock the door with this key. Success. It's like, but originally success was taking over the throne. You know, taking a throne over Succession. And
So
Succession.
take over your own throne.
Yeah. What's your next stage? Take that fucking step.
I'm so tired.
It's only 1 a.m. I was tired at like 7, going like, fuck. I gotta
And I
stay
work.
for this call, you know, but here we are.
We got it done.
Yeah, we got it
We
done.
got to get it done and keep moving. This is a part of our path of success. We don't even know where this is going. We just know that this is what we need to do because it's a part of what we're doing. You know, but we have no clue. That's the whole point. We have zero clue what's going to come of this or if anything's going to come of. We have no idea. All we know is this is another tool that we need to do on our path of success, and therefore we're going to do it and pay attention and see what happens.
And we just keep doing this, and
we have no clue.
It'll evolve. It'll turn into something. It'll be something cool to someone. Hell, it may turn off.
Or it'll lead to something else. You never know who's going to be on here one day that can change everything for everybody, not just us. Everybody. You just don't know. You just don't know. What we do know,
and for me, it was like,
is this feels good and in line with what we're doing.
My thing is, for me, it gets the ball rolling. We start doing it, and then it'll escalate. It'll get better, and we'll get more refined. But realistically, it's just like we just got to start somewhere, and you just go for it. And that and for anybody out there doing whatever the fuck you're doing, just start somewhere. Just do something. Don't sit there and overthink of like, is it perfect? I've done that. I've been hindered by that. Of like, I don't know if my music's right enough or it's good enough. It's like, fuck it. Just keep do it. Just put it out. Just fucking move on, because guess what? If you wait 10 years to put music out to finally get the right music, now you're just starting. But you could have had shitty music that got better and better for 10 years and eventually had a following for the 10 years. And then when you're releasing the shit that you were able to release that was good, now you already have an audience, as opposed to waiting 10 years and just starting from square one. You got great music and no audience. You know, you just got to just push it out, you know?
Just do it.
Oh, yeah. All right, man. This is it. Subscribe, like, hit that notification bell if you guys want to get the new shit. Give us feedback in the comments as far as what the hell you want to hear. Obviously, we're all over the fucking place. So
please,
if you're trying to figure out what we're doing, then and you have some suggestions, put that in there. There's probably nobody watching, but at one point you guys are gonna watch this. I mean, 25 from now, people will start watching. They'll be going back to this.
See, here's the thing. Is that the right kind of for everybody? Is that the right kind of thinking? No one's ever going to watch this? No. Some motherfucker's going to watch this. There's going to be a bunch of people watching this.
Correction. I didn't say nobody's ever going to watch this. There's probably nobody right now watching this because we're so early in the game, just being realistic. But for sure, somebody's going to watch this. I wouldn't waste my time. I wouldn't be up at 1 a.m. doing this shit, knowing I got to get up early in the morning and go do my fucking other business. And then run a household and all that shit. But realistically, nobody's probably watching it. And I have the analytics, so I know. 0 views means 0 views. So probably nobody watching this. But at some point, sure, some fucker's going to watch this. But till then, I'm not saying nobody's ever going to watch it. I know for a fact this is going to turn into something great and only evolve into something cool. So... that said, yeah, trust me, I've spent hundreds and hundreds, in fact, $1,000 just to make this podcast work. So realistically, that's how much I believe somebody's gonna watch it. I've already spent a G just to make it happen. So, with the softwares, the fucking cameras, the shit. I haven't even done my lighting today because I just had to haul ass to get in here. Computers just to make this fucking thing happen. So I believe it 100%. So anyhow, yeah. Put in the comments if you guys want something different, or do you like the way we rant? I'm having a just good conversation with my buddy. So have a
That's
beer,
how.
have a
That's
beer,
how.
have a beer,
That's how this
bullshit.
all started. We would be sitting on the phone having conversations about this shit for hours, and we're like, wait a second. Would motherfuckers want to listen into our conversation?
I think these are good conversations. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. Me and my homie are bullshitting.
Right.
Hey, we're just documenting the conversations. You know what's funny about this? This is immortality because this will be on the internet forever.
Yeah.
That's the real way to fucking immortalize yourself. This shit will be forever. Think about Tupac died how long ago? Yet his albums still linger. Right.
Yeah.
So there's records of us bullshitting and having these conversations, which are super cool because we have great conversation. Either you like it or you don't. We're open enough and teachable enough to adjust based on what you guys want because we know we're going to the public with it. But till then, we'll just be having conversations between buddies.
That's all this really is. And the fact that it might touch somebody, man, and make them start thinking different to better themselves. I mean, honestly.
And remember this, you guys can always chime in or join the Zoom calls. We're going to start putting out those links to everybody. As soon as we start seeing more people. So far, all I can see right now is my only subscribers is Elky's old baby's dad, Bo, and our new baby daddy, Zach, are my only fucking subscribers. So, Zach or Bo, you have any feedback? Let me know, buddy. Or just come over.
I'll tell you what, I can't wait to have other people on here and be like, asking questions, and that's just explaining the stuff we've learned. That would be really exciting, and it's coming.
Oh, it's coming. It's gonna evolve. We just started, man. It's just like I just did my new website, and I'm just in the midst of. I've got 10, 11 videos out on YouTube, which will hit about 28 here shortly in the next few weeks. And it's like nobody gives a shit, but at some point somebody's gonna care, right? At some point somebody's gonna care, and so I keep putting this shit out, and it's disheartening at one point because you think I'm gonna put my first video up and it's just gonna blow the fuck up, but
$1 tomorrow.
That's not what's up, bro. However, a couple guys took one of my songs called Sweat and pushed it up and put it on their pages, their playlist. And just to give you an idea, I've only been doing this for about 2 weeks or a week and a half. And most of the videos got like 25, 40 views. And this one video that they like, this one beat, has fucking already like 500 views on it. And it's just like, holy shit, because they put it up on their things. So 500 compared to the others that have, 9, 11, 25, 40 views, and then one has fucking 500. And everybody's like, dude, this thing is this shit. In fact, you know what's funny, Will? It's a beat I gave you a long time ago to Structure. And then you never did. And so I took it back and structured it based on my abilities. And now it's like it's like hot fire, dude. It's like the hottest beat I have. Like I'm like, this might turn into something. It's kind of
hell yeah.
But you never know, man.
Shit. Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live. We can turn it off.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Wrap it up, or what do we want to do?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty well
spit
out.
Subscribe, like, comment. Hit the notification bell.
Next week's topic, I have no idea.
Next week's topic will be
No idea.
I don't know. I think we should talk about. I think we should talk about the size of your belief.
Ooh, the size of your dream.
Yeah, you're limiting yourself without believing big enough.
Ooh, the size of your dream. Yeah.
Next week,
Yeah.
guys.